Fine. Let me record from my side and let me share the screen. Right. So restart means, again, restart also, you are not supposed to do the restart. Okay. You have to take proper approvals. Everyone should approve. Then only you can go for restart. Okay. That is how restart is going to work. Then we are discussing about the disconnect, right? Disconnect and log off. See guys, log off means, say for example, uh, you are copying one big file, 100 GB backup file you are copying from one server to another server. You are connected to the server. You are copying one file from one server to another server, which will take 1 hour to complete or 2 hours to complete. But your shift is completed by 5 o'clock. You have to log off. Your shift is completed by 5 o'clock, but you initiated the copy process at 4:45. It will take 1 more hour to complete to copy. Okay. If you log off, whatever activities you are doing on the server, all the activities will be killed. Okay, whatever you're doing, if you are executing a script, if you are like copying the files, whatever you're doing on the server, if you log off, all the sessions, all the activities will be killed automatically. If you disconnect, nothing will happen. Whatever activities you are doing, whatever scripts you are running, whatever copies like copy paste you are doing, everything will work in the background. Only connection will be closed. Whatever pending work is there, everything, every session will be active and everything will work perfectly fine if you disconnect from the server. Okay. If you disconnect or close, okay, you can also see here, close or disconnect. Okay. If you disconnect, whatever work you are doing, that will run in the background, guys. If you sign out, okay, click on administrator, you can see sign out option, or you will have, okay, open run Windows, or you can type log off. This is also one command. To log off, just type log off in the run. You can log off from the server. What is the disadvantage with the log off? In case if you are doing any work, if there is no work, completely everything is completed, then you can log off from the server. If some work is going on, but you want to log off, but you want to close the server, you can close the server. The work will continue in the back end. Okay. If any pending work is there, better go for disconnect. If no pending work is there, better go for log off. But again, disconnect means sometimes again it is hard to get the connection. Okay. If everyone can disconnect it from the server, sometimes it is very hard to get the connection again. So if there is no work, I'll recommend you to log off from the server. If you are doing some work, but you want to uh, log off, but you want to just complete that work, okay, you can wait. If you want, you can wait, but there is no chance to wait. I want to sign out from the office. Then in that case, if any pending work is there, you have to go for disconnect. If no pending work is there, you have to go for log off. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if you are doing anything, if any copy process and all is there, if you are running any scripts and all which is taking a lot of time, but your shift is completed, then you can disconnect. If there is no work on the server, every work is completed, nothing I am doing on the server, then you can directly log off from the server. Okay. So Windows R, you can simply type log off, don't give any spaces and all. Then you can see like this, then that's it. The remote connection is closed. Again, if you want to connect and give the computer name is already there, right? Just click on connect button. As we already gave administrator username, you can now simply give the password. Only for the first time it will ask username and password. Next time it will ask only password. Okay. Now again you can connect like this. Clear, guys? Difference between log off and disconnect. Right. Fine. Yeah, tell me.
Yes, sir. Clear.
Yeah, okay, done. Fine. So let's quickly jump into the SQL Server installation, guys. So we have to complete installation today. Okay. Right. So everything is ready. Machine is ready. We have installed .NET Framework also. Okay. Now what we can do, we can directly jump into the installation of the SQL Server. Right. To install the SQL Server, what we should have, guys?
.NET framework.
Yes, it's already there. If only 2 users are allowed, how is remote work possible? If 3 or more has to work, then what should be done? As told you, Anis, someone has to close the connection. Okay, 3 people cannot work at a time remotely.
Remotely.
Okay, if you want the work, if you at any cost, if you want to log in, you have to force others to disconnect. But there is another way. Okay, you can use that way. Okay, so you can use here, what we can do is one port called admin port. Okay, /admin. Okay, but this will be used by the Windows team only. You can use one more port, third port, admin port. You can use it, but sometimes it will work, sometimes it won't work. Okay, so in case if 3 people has to work parallelly, there is no chance. You have to force anyone to log off. On an average, a single person can work with how many servers, sir? Okay, so Sashi, it's not like that on an average, nothing like that. Depends upon the servers. Okay, usually in your project, if 30 servers are there, you have to work on 30 servers, not daily. If any issue is there, any requirement is there, any work is there, then only you will connect to the server, right? So it depends. If I have 1,000 servers I am supporting, I have to connect 1,000 servers. Depends upon the work. Okay. So it completely depends on the work, and it completely depends upon the projects. How many projects you have in your how many servers are there in your project. So based on that, you can connect to the servers if any issue is there, if any requirement is there. Okay. Right, guys. Okay, so in case if I want to install SQL Server, what I should have, .NET Framework is already installed. I should have main thing is SQL Server software, right? So in the organization, please mute it, guys. It will be recorded again. You will get disturbance. That is the problem. Okay. So in the organization, how we will get the software? How we will get the software in the organization? DBS will have separate, yeah, DBS will have separate shared paths. Okay, DBA team will have a separate shared location. You will have access to that shared location, so that from that shared location, you can copy the software. Guys. Okay, so from that shared location, you can copy that software. DBS will have separate shared location. They will have access to separate shared path, and the server will have access to that shared location. So your colleagues will let you know what is the shared paths they are using for copying the SQL softwares, service packs, accumulate updates. Okay, or else any scripts, any notes and all. They will keep it inside one shared location. That shared location, you will have the access, and server also will have the access. You can directly copy the software from that shared location. Okay, so here what we are going to do, we are going to attach the ISO image, okay, from your Oracle VirtualBox Manager. Earlier we have attached Windows operating system, right? ISO image. In the same way, now we are going to attach SQL Server ISO image. Okay, from where we can attach the SQL Server ISO image? Go to your Oracle VirtualBox Manager, go to your machine settings, right click settings, and go to your storage. There you can see already Windows operating system is there. Okay, replace Windows operating system with SQL Server. Click on this CD button. You can see SQL 2017 is already there. So I'm regularly using, right? So I can see SQL 2017. For you, you can only see Windows Server. So you have to click on this choose virtual optical disk file. Wherever you saved the software, SQL Server software, go to that path, double click on the SQL Server software, and you can click OK. This is how we are going to attach the SQL Server software. Once we attach the SQL software, go to the server, go to your My Computer. Okay, go to your My Computer or this PC. There you can see in the D drive, the software is attached as a D drive. You can see SQL setup. Okay, so this is how to avoid copy. Copy process will take 5 minutes to 10 minutes. I can directly copy, guys. I can directly copy from my local laptop to this server. Okay, you can directly copy by skipping this step. I don't want to copy. I just want to save my time. So what I did is I just simply attached the ISO image. You can only attach ISO images. You cannot attach software, direct software you cannot attach. Okay, you can only attach ISO images. So that I just attached, I have already ISO image software. I'm going to provide the software also to you. ISO images only. So you can attach the ISO image directly and it will be attached as a D drive. Now we got the software. Okay, don't double click on it. Just open this D drive. There you can see setup file. This is my SQL Server setup file, 2017 setup file. Again, what I have to do, guys, how to open this setup file?
Run as administrator.
Very good. Okay, very important thing is run as administrator. Again and again, this is very important. Lot of things are going to be fixed if you use this run as administrator option. Okay, if you don't use it, if you simply double click on it, might be it is successful for one time, but next time it may give some errors and all. Okay, the solution is, again, you will search in the Google. Sometimes you will find the solution, sometimes you may not find the solution, but the simple solution is try to open setup files or any applications with run as admin mode. Okay, this is my installation center. Whatever I want to do, I can do it from this installation center only. Installing SQL servers, new SQL servers. Okay, new cluster servers, installation of new cluster servers. If you want to upgrade the SQL servers, if you want to repair the SQL servers, documents, if you want to see the minimum hardware requirements, minimum software requirements, you can use documents and all. These are the documentation section. Okay, so installation center is very important. Every software will have installation center. Using installation center only, we are going to install the SQL server. Now go to these are the pages: planning page, installation page, maintenance page, tools, resources, advanced options. Go to installation page. As I want to install SQL Server, go to installation page. Now you can see here one option called new SQL Server standalone instance or add features to the existing instance. Guys, there are two types of instances. One is standalone installation. Second one is cluster installation. Okay. Two types of installations: standalone and cluster installation. We'll discuss this cluster installation later once we configure Windows clustering. Standalone means what? Installing SQL Server on a standalone machine. Installing SQL Server on a individual machine. You can call it as a standalone installation or standalone instance. Cluster installation or cluster instance. Okay, so now I'm installing SQL Server only on an individual machine, right? There are no group of computers. I'm not installing server on a group of computers. I'm simply installing on a separate individual entity. So that is your standalone instance. Okay, so what you can do is you can simply select this option. Let me close this window. Okay, you can simply select this option, new SQL Server standalone installation. Okay, select this option. Now installation window will open. Right. So as discussed, we have different editions, right? Developer edition, enterprise edition, standard edition. So if it is a free edition, you can select from these free editions. You can see evaluation is free for 180 days. Developer edition is also free. Express edition is also free. But express evaluation, lot of limited features are there. Okay, you cannot use the software properly. Developers, all features you can use it. Okay, in organization, standalone or cluster. Sunil, both will be there. Okay, standalone will be there, cluster also will be there. Okay, so I'll tell you cluster installation also we have a topic on cluster installation. I'll tell you. So organization will have combination. Okay, we'll have standalone. Some servers will be on stand. Why? Because everyone don't need cluster setup. Cluster is an extra setup. Okay, to make sure your application is continuously running, we use cluster installation and all. But everyone don't need cluster setup. Okay, some people will need only standalone. So we will have standalone instances and cluster instances also in the organization. So in case you want to install any free edition, you can select that free edition and you can go for next. If you want to install any paid editions and all, like enterprise edition, standard edition and all, you will get a product key that will be there. If you don't have product key, ask your colleagues, they will let you know where you will get the product key and all. Then select this option, give the product key, then that is your standard or enterprise edition. Okay, so I am installing a developer edition. Developer edition is a free edition from 2017. All features are there, and you can use this developer edition to work. Okay, go to next.
Will our Windows team will give the product key for us, sir?
No, Windows key is not going to maintain any product keys. Okay, so usually they are going to maintain other software's product keys, but SQL team is going to separately maintain SQL software product keys and all. Okay, your manager, your
We
team
have
lead.
to ask our
Yes, yes.
colleagues or
Colleagues
manager.
or manager or team lead, anyone you can ask. Okay, right. So select I accept. Of course, for any software, you have to select this rules, right? Terms and conditions, you have to agree and go to next. Right, guys, these are the rules. Let me go to back. Okay, so let me click on the show details. Guys, if you see here, SQL Server will go for some checks. Before installing, it will check whether this system is feasible to install SQL Server or not. Whether it meets software requirements and hardware requirements or not, it will check first. After selecting all the features, if it simply says, no, you cannot install SQL Server on this, you will be upset, right? You are going to waste your time. But before only it will let you know whether this system is suitable to install SQL Server or not, whether the system meets hardware and software requirements or not, whether the system needs any restart of the server or not. Sometimes Windows people will do lot of activities which needs restart of the server. They don't restart, they will leave it as it is. Then next time while doing anything, if SQL team is doing anything like installations and all, okay, it won't install. Why? Because you see here, restart computer check. If any of this check is failed, you cannot proceed. Guys, if I don't install .NET Framework yesterday, this check will be failed. You cannot proceed next. Next button will be degraded. Grayed out. Next button will be grayed out. You cannot select next.
Yes.
Even though if one check is failed on all these total, how many? 9 checks, right? In the 9 checks, if one check is failed, you cannot proceed. No problem. Only one check, right? Please let it install. Nothing like that. If one check is also failed from this 9 checks, you cannot proceed for the installation. Guys, what is the solution if restart computer check is failed?
We have to restart the computer.
Very good.
Then
You
it
have
will
to
be
again restart the,
okay.
not your laptop. Computer means not your laptop. You have to restart your Windows server. Which server you are working, you have to restart this one. This server, you have to restart it. And then again, you have to reinitialize the installations. Okay, installation procedure. Right,
How to
.NET Framework. If this
restart
check,
the Windows?
sorry.
How to restart the Windows server?
Here you can restart. Okay, just click on this. 1 minute, let me show you. Okay, right.
Yes.
Okay, on Windows button you can click and you can see power button, right? Click on this power button, you can go for restart.
Sir, is there any permission required to restart?
See, before installation, and there are two important points here. Very good question. If this is a fresh server, there is no SQL server installed in this machine, you can proceed to restart the Windows server. If already SQL server is installed on this machine, you are installing one more instance. Okay, as restart check is mandatory for this installation, you have to restart the server, but you have to take approvals from other instance. Okay, if there are no SQL server instances, you are free to restart the server. Why? Because no applications are running, right? No need to take any approvals. If any instance is already installed, you are installing one more SQL server, then you have to take the approvals. Why? Because if you restart the Windows server, that SQL server will be down, right? So it depends upon if
Okay.
any instances installed or not. Okay, if no instances installed, the server is fresh, if it is new, then no problem, you can restart it.
Instead of restart, or can I restart my computer?
Huh?
Instead of restarting server, can I start my laptop?
Tell me, Mahesh, how it is possible if you see the server is asking for restart. It's not problem with your laptop. Okay, it's not the problem with your laptop. It's the problem with the server. So how you are going to fix? You are going to fix your server problem or you are going to fix your laptop problem?
Server. So I
Right.
have server.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I can understand. Okay. So the thing is, it's not pending from your laptop. It's pending from server. So where you have to complete the pending things, where it is pending, you have to complete there, not in your laptop. Okay, if you restart your laptop, that doesn't fix your issue. You have to restart Windows Server only.
I thought that if I restart my laptop,
No, no,
server
no,
will.
no, it won't fix the issue. No, it won't fix the issue. You have to restart the Windows Server. Okay, fine. Yeah. So here it will work. So again, passed 9, failed 0, warning 0, skipped 0. Okay. Warning. If you have any warnings, that's fine, guys. You will get yellow bar here, yellow triangle. You will get warning. I'll show you. Okay. We'll get some other checks also. I'll show you. Okay.
What is
Warnings
mean by
fine.
that warning, sir?
Yeah. Warning means it's not mandatory, but you have to consider. Okay. Restart computer. It is showing okay, red cross check means it's mandatory. You have to restart it. Warning signal means you have to consider it. Even after installation also, just take a look on this. Okay. Yeah. It's not mandatory. Warning, you can skip it. Skipped checks also you can skip it. But failed, even one failed check is also there. You cannot proceed for installation. Failed should be 0. Okay. Warning might be any number. Skipped might be any number. That doesn't that doesn't give any difference for us, but failed must be 0. If you have only at least one failed check also, you cannot proceed for installation. Okay, let me go to next. This is Microsoft updates. So Microsoft will what it is going to do, like we have automatic updates to our phone, right? So automatically apps are going to be updated, right? So if you select this option, Microsoft is going to update your SQL Server, which is not good. First thing. Second thing, Microsoft will only update if it is connected to the internet. As your server won't connect to the internet, so you can skip this step. Microsoft won't install any updates automatically. Okay, you can simply skip
Sir,
this step. Yeah,
you were
sorry.
saying that Microsoft, the server will not connect to the internet.
Yeah,
Then if I if I work from home, then how I will connect to the server?
that's what we are
It will not
using
on
this.
internet.
See, I told you yesterday, we just discussed with the need diagrams and all. Why you are using VPN software?
I'm saying about internet is connected to the VPN
Yeah, and
also.
first tell me why we are using VPN software. First tell me that one.
So it will
Why?
create a private network.
Yes. Okay. Private network, right? Your servers are already connected to the private network, right? You are using internet only to connect to the office network, not to connect to the office servers. Once you are connected to the office network, then you will feel that you are in office. Your computer will feel that your computer is connected to the office network. So your computer can connect to the other servers. Don't
Okay,
think
sir,
like
clear.
using internet you are connected to the servers. No, not using internet. Internet is just a bridge which will help you to connect to the office network. That's it. Once you just enter into the office network, then you can access any office resource, right?
Yes, sir, clear.
Your laptop will be in the intranet. Okay, your laptop and your servers will go to the intranet state. Okay, right. And let me go to next. Okay, in case if any support files has to be installed, automatically this window will install the support files. To install SQL Server, if any support files has to be installed, it is going to install some support files. Sometimes it is going to skip it. See here, Windows Firewall is warning. Even though if you can see warning symbol, but still you can see next, right? So warnings, you can proceed later, you can concentrate on it. Okay, but if any fail check is there, if you can see any red mark here, you cannot proceed. Like it will be grayed out, like how back button is grayed out, your next button is also going to be grayed out. Intranet means say for example, what you can say, in your home, okay, if 2 or 3 laptops are there, you can build an intranet, private communication between those resources. You can build a private communication between those resources. All 3 laptops are connected to the Wi-Fi, right? So you can still connect your 3 laptops mutually with the help of intranet connection by using LAN cables. Okay, intranet means simply a group. That's it. Intranet means simply a group of computers. Okay, or
We do that
resources.
by routers, sir.
Yes,
We
routers.
do
Using
that by
routers,
routers,
yes.
right?
Using routers, they are going to connect mutually. Mutually. Okay, fine. Right. Let me go to next. Right now, this is very important screen, guys. We will have 4 or 5 important screens are there. You have to be very careful during those screens. Remaining fine. Okay. So last time we discussed what are the components of the SQL Server, guys.
4
What are the
components.
components? Yeah, tell me what are the components of the
Database
SQL?
engine,
Database
integrating
Database
services,
reporting
analysis
service.
service, reporting services.
Very good. Okay,
Reporting.
integration. Okay, not integrating. Integration services, analysis services, and reporting services. Database engine. So, which is very important to install SQL Server?
Database
Database engine. Database engine is very important. That is the brain of your SQL Server, heart of your SQL Server, everything of the SQL Server. That is only doing your data processing, data storing, and data retrieving. Without that, installing database engine, okay, there is no use of installing any other components. Okay, so the important component is database engine. You can see here what and all components you want to install. Features, components, both are same. What and all components you want to install? I want database engine services. Fine. Apart from database engine, I am going to use replication. Replication is one feature, okay, which will help you to replicate the tables. So replication is also mandatory feature. See, guys, in this screen, let me maximize this window. In this screen, you can see 2 sections. One is specific features. Up to here, these are the
Sir,
specific features. Okay, you can see shared features window also, right? The below things are all shared features only. Okay, these are all shared features. There are 2 sections here. One is specific features. Second section is shared features. Okay, so what is the specific, what is the shared? When we are going to select this shared and all, I'll tell you. Right. So
excuse
first
me,
of,
sir.
sorry.
Sir. Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, tell
What is
me.
replication, sir? It's nothing but duplication.
Replication means, okay, like replicating the objects. Objects means tables. Okay, we have one important feature in the SQL Server. Okay, you can say, for example, you have only one server. Okay, now you want to access that server. Okay, due to some issues, the server is down. You cannot access the tables and all. Now, if you configure replication between 2 servers, whatever tables are there in A server will be replicated to B server. Okay, due to some issues, in case if A server is down, you can still access the tables from B server.
Okay.
Okay, that is
Is
called
it like
replication.
safe mode in our computer, right, sir?
Sorry.
Is it like safe mode in our computer?
No, not safe mode. Safe mode is completely different. Something happened to your server, but still data will be available from other server. Okay, if something happened to your main server, see, for example, earlier we used to have this dual role, right? You know, right? Dual role movies. Okay, hero will be like twins. Okay, hero will be there in town, one hero will be there in the village. If something happened to the town hero, village hero will come and he is going to replace, right? In the same way, 2 servers will be there. This is called high availability disaster recovery. We'll discuss. There is a separate class. There are a lot of replication types are there. We'll discuss everything about the replication in the coming classes. But this is the basic idea. Okay, your data will be replicated to other server. In case if something happened to main server, you can still access the data from another server.
So it means exact same copy of the database,
Yes,
right?
same copy. Whatever you're doing changes here, the same changes will be replicated on the other server also.
Right, sir.
Okay, fine.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, okay, nothing to worry, guys. There is a separate class on replication. I'll explain. Okay, right. Fine. At any moment, if you forgot to select this feature, next time also you can select. You have to open same installation window, and whatever features you want to select, then next time also you can see here what option it is showing. New SQL Server standalone installation or add features to an existing installation. You forgot to select replication during the installation. Once the installation is successful, later after 1 day, 2 days, 1 month, 2 months, 1 year, whenever you want, again you can open this window. you can select what and all features you want. Okay, sometimes customers will ask only database engine. Guys, if they ask database engine also, it's our responsibility to select replication and full text. These two components are mandatory components for database engine. Full text means which will help you to search the data, full text means which will help you to search the data quickly. Okay,
Yes.
even though customer is asked to install SQL Server, it's your responsibility to choose these three specific features. It's mandatory to choose these three specific features. They don't tell you, hey, please install replication, please install full text. They don't tell you like that. Please install SQL Server. Then you have to install these three components. It's mandatory. This is one set. Okay.
Right, sir.
If customer asked, hey, Sunil, I need reporting services. I need analysis services. I need integration services. Then you have to choose. See here, you can see analysis services, right? You can select analysis services. These are extra, guys. SSAS, SSRS, SSIS are extra features. If you don't select, they won't charge you. If you select, you have to pay extra. So whenever there is a need, then only you have to select. That doesn't mean you have to select all the features. No. If there is a need, you can select the feature and you can install the feature. Reporting services, where I can get the reporting services. Earlier, up to SQL Server 2016, you can see the reporting services in this list only. You can simply select how you are selecting analysis services. You can simply select reporting also. But from 2017 onwards, reporting services is separated. And if you want reporting services, see here, look for reporting services, download it from the web. Okay, you can again separately download the reporting services, and again you have to separately install the reporting services. Okay, integration services, you can see here, integration services is a shared feature. Okay, you can see the integration services from this shared feature. Okay, right? So this is how we are going to install SSIS, RS, and AS components. So database engine you are selecting means you have to basically you have to select these two components apart from your database engine. Definitely, it's mandatory to choose these two other components also. Okay, if they are asking master data services, if they are asking data quality services, these are different tools, guys. By using these tools, people are going to complete their activities, business activities and all. These are extra tools. If they need, you can select those features and all. Right. This is all about your specific features. Let's come to shared features. What is the shared features? What shared features we have to install? See, guys, for example, you are staying in a PG. Okay, you are staying in a PG. Right. So there you can see lot of specific things and shared things. Okay, your laptop, your mobile phone, your wardrobe, all your specific things, right? No one can access these things. Clear? Right? Those are
Right,
the
sir.
specific things. PG washing machine, PG TV, PG Wi-Fi. These are the shared features
Shared,
or specific features.
shared features, sir.
Shared features. What it means? Shared means what?
Everybody can use the feature function that function or
Yes,
TV or
that
some
function or that uh, component, right? Everybody
component.
can
Right.
use that function or that particular component. So the same concept will apply here also. Only once we are, see, whenever a new person join to the PG, he won't buy extra TV, extra Wi-Fi router and extra fridge, right?
Right, sir.
You have to use the existing ones. You have to use the existing ones. Guys, 1 minute. In case the meeting is closed, please join immediately. Okay, just 1 minute. Yeah, okay. So it is showing like 2 minutes. Okay, no problem. We'll discuss this 2 minutes. Then once it was closed, then please join immediately. Okay. So that is your shared features. So shared features are installed only once. Even though some extra persons are coming again, they are not going to buy extra TV, extra refrigerator, extra washing machine, extra Wi-Fi router and all. Okay, we have to use the existing ones. In the same way, only see while setting up the PG, you have to buy all these things, right? First time you have to buy all these things. Once the PG is set up completely, then no need to buy automatically. How many persons are there? All these people are going to use the existing shared features. Clear? It is
Yes.
clear, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So that's why for the first time you have to select the shared features. Next time onwards, again you are installing one more instance. No need to select these shared features. Only for the first time you have to select these shared features. Okay. Let me close and let me reopen the meeting link. Please join immediately with the same link. Okay. Immediately we'll start the discussion immediately.